Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news now, Eagles fans. I hope you're ready because today we're diving deep into a story that's been buzzing around the NFL and definitely has some serious implications for our beloved birds. You've probably heard some whispers, maybe read some headlines, but today I want to break down everything you need to know about the possibility of a blockbuster trade involving the Eagles, and why, at least for now, it might not happen. But as always, in the NFL, things can change in the blink of an eye, especially during the offseason, when teams are strategizing, building, and sometimes making bold moves to get that competitive edge. So here's the thing. There's this big name, Trey Hendrickson, a player who's been making headlines not just for his talent, but also for his current situation with the Cincinnati Bengals. Hendrickson, a guy who just last season put together a phenomenal campaign, finished second in the NFL in sacks with 17.5, and was named to the first-team All-Pro. That's not small potatoes, folks. That's elite-level production. And naturally, teams like the Eagles, who are always looking to bolster their pass rush, would love to have someone like that on their roster. I mean, who would? But here's where it gets interesting. The buzz around the NFL now is whether the Eagles are actually considering making a move for Hendrickson. After all, the team lost a key piece in Josh Sweat, who departed in free agency to the Arizona Cardinals. And Brandon Graham, one of the most respected veterans and a crucial part of their pass rush, has announced his retirement. With those losses, it's understandable that fans would be wondering if the Eagles are eyeing a big splash in the trade market, someone who can come in and immediately make a difference. Now, I want to pause here for just a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. So when it comes to Trey Hendrickson, the general consensus from NFL insiders, including the reputable Adam Schefter, is that a trade for him is highly unlikely. Schefter appeared on 97.5 The Fanatic's Kincaid and Salciuna's show recently and was pretty clear in his assessment. According to him, it's simply not practical for the Eagles to make such a move. Why? Well, Schefter explained that while Hendrickson is a fantastic player, an elite edge rusher, the financial and strategic implications make it unlikely. What does that mean? Basically, the Eagles are in a pretty delicate position financially. They have several key players who are due for extensions, and they're trying to balance their cap space to keep their core together. Players like Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Reed Blankenship, and young linebackers Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt are all in line for significant raises. The team's front office is very aware of these upcoming expenses. They're prioritizing paying and extending their own talent rather than making big trades that could disrupt their salary cap and team chemistry. And this is a crucial point. Trading for a player like Hendrickson, who could command upwards of $30 million a year in salary, would be a massive financial commitment. Not just that, but it could also cause some internal imbalance in how they manage their roster. The Eagles have built a very strong, well-rounded team, and their strategy has always been about fostering homegrown talent, developing young players, and making smart signings in free agency. Schefter emphasizes that the Eagles are trying to stay disciplined in their spending, especially with the upcoming contracts for their young stars. Now, I want to highlight something else because it's very relevant to the Eagles' current situation. Last season, the team faced some injury setbacks on the defensive line, but their depth and young talent really shined through. Nolan Smith, for example, had moments where he looked like he could be a game changer, putting pressure on quarterbacks late in the season. Jalix Hunt also showed promise, and with more playing time, they could be even more impactful this year. The team's drafting strategy has been aggressive, particularly in the first few rounds, with 5 of their 13 picks next year slated for the first 3 rounds. That's a clear sign of their focus on building through the draft and developing their own players. Let's not forget, the Eagles also signed Aziz Ojulari and Josh Uch to one-year deals in free agency this year. Both are talented pass rushers, but questions remain about how well they'll fit into the team's defensive scheme and if they'll be able to step up as starters. The coaching staff and front office are betting on their development, but it's clear that they're not necessarily counting on these players to be the sole solutions. They want to see growth from within, and that's why their internal focus is so strong. Now, back to the idea of a trade for Hendrickson. While the Eagles do have the draft capital, especially with 5 picks in the first 3 rounds next year, their main goal is to keep that flexibility and cap space. Schefter points out that the Eagles are trying to avoid disrupting the team's chemistry and financial stability by making a big splash for a high-priced veteran. They want to pay their own players, reward their homegrown talent, and keep their window open for sustained success. That's a smart approach, especially considering how well they performed last season, reaching Super Bowl LII and showing their contenders once again. So, in summary, while the idea of adding a player like Trey Hendrickson is tempting, especially for fans craving a dominant pass rush, it just doesn't align with the team's current strategy. The Eagles are focused on building a sustainable, balanced roster, investing in their young talent, and maintaining financial flexibility for the future. That being said, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and who knows what could happen in the coming weeks. Sometimes, teams surprise us with bold moves, but for now, it seems like the Eagles are content with their current roster and their plan for the upcoming season. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Eagles should make a move for Hendrickson or any other top-tier pass rusher? Or do you agree with Schefter's assessment that it's just not the right fit financially or strategically? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Thanks for sticking with us, and as always, fly Eagles fly.